You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it.
Oh, sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, I was just kind of moving it. Hey, I have missed you. I wish we were back in the classroom, but we're not. So we're going to be doing the best we can and learning all of this stuff together. Okay? I don't know. Maybe by the time we're done, we're all going to be YouTube stars. But until then, we're going to, work on learning as much as we can for the rest of the school year, whatever it's like. Okay? So today we're going to start off by doing some review. Before we went on spring break, we were learning all about organisms and environments. And we're going to keep learning about organisms and environments for the next couple of weeks, but basically just reviewing what we've already learned. We're going to start off with traits. Remember, we talked about traits. Traits could either be learned, like a learned behavior, or it could be an inherited trait about something about how you look and where you got that inherited trait from. Okay, so we're going to start off with a vocabulary review from traits. Let's see, I'm going to switch this over now to full screen so that you can see my PowerPoint presentation. If I can just find how to do that. Where is that button? Oh, whoop, too close. Too close. Oh, sorry. Okay, wait, there it is. Okay, here we go. All right, we're going to go to my PowerPoint now and start from the first one. Okay, and present slideshow. Yes, all right. Okay, so hopefully you are seeing this. You might be seeing me too. If not, either way, but hopefully you are seeing the very colorful toucan, and you see the title of this PowerPoint, 5.10b, Traits, Vocabulary Review. Okay. All right, remember, an inherited trait is a physical characteristic of an organism that is passed down from its parents, such as eye color. So you see this cat here gets its eye color from its parents, that got their eye color from their parents, and so on, all the way back. Okay. Some other things that the cat could have gotten from its parents is fur color, the shape of its ears, the shape of its body. So it's a physical characteristic. It talks about how something looks, and those things most of the time are inherited from your parents. A learned behavior, on the other hand, is something that you are not born with. You have to figure out. And for animals and people, that means it can be taught how to do it, or they can observe and figure it out. So this guy riding his bicycle, he was not born knowing how to ride a bicycle. He either had to be taught by parents, brothers, sisters, or whoever, or he just observed other people doing it and he figured it out. But it's learned. Animals learn how to do things too. However, people pretty much have to learn how to do everything that they can do. Animals, they learn how to do a few things, but most things they're born already knowing how to do, which brings us to instinct. An instinct is a behavior that an animal does not have to learn because it is born knowing how, such as geese migrating south in the winter. So in this picture, you see these geese and they're nice V shape, and they are going south for the winter, or, I don't know, they may be going back north for the summer. Okay, I wonder why they spend the winters in the south and their summers in the north. Maybe that's something you could look up and we can discuss when we meet. An adaptation is something an animal does or has on its body that helps it survive its environment. For example, bears have sharp teeth in order to eat meat, and they hibernate in the winter in order to survive cold temperatures. So this bear looks like a grizzly, has super sharp teeth, and helps it rip through the flesh of its prey. And that would be a structural adaptation, meaning a body part that helps it survive. But it also has behaviors that help it survive, like hibernating. offspring is the young of an organism. So these two cute little fuzzy cubs are the offspring of the mama bear. These little seedlings are the offspring of the parent plant, which I believe was a sunflower, and then the seeds drop and new little seedlings grow. So basically, offspring is the young, the next generation, the new, the babies. Hibernation is a behavior where an animal's body functions like breathing and digestion slow down almost to a stop. And the reason that some animals hibernate is it helps them survive very harsh conditions, like super cold winters where there's not very much food around. Now, hibernation does not mean that they sleep the whole time, but they spend most of the time sleeping. They may eat a little bit, like this guy has some acorns stashed away to nibble on every once in a while, but he doesn't need near as much food as he would have during the spring and summer months. So that's what hibernation is for. It helps an animal survive harsh conditions. Migration is a behavior where entire groups of animals move to a new region when the seasons change. Just like we just looked at the geese migrating, monarch butterflies move in large groups south for the winter, and they usually end up in Mexico, and they spend the winter in Mexico just kind of resting, reproducing, and then their offspring migrate back up north and spend the summer up north. And then when winter comes, it starts all over again. It's a repeating pattern. It's a repeating cycle that helps ensure the survival of their species. Okay, so there's the end of the vocabulary. So, as you can tell, we've had these words before. You probably remember them, but we're just going to keep talking about them, and you're going to have a little activity to do with them this week. It's not going to be anything super hard, and it'll be due on Friday, and that's going to be posted in Google Classroom along with where you found this video. And then the other things that you have to do this week, of course, is meet with us on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday in Google Meet. You'll find the codes for your Meet in Google Classroom, and you'll start with your homeroom teacher. So if I'm your homeroom teacher, you'll start in my Google Classroom and you'll click on the code and you'll join us in the Meet. If you're in Miss Ellison's classroom, you'll go to her Google Class, click on the Meet, and then join her. And then we'll switch, the teachers will switch, not the students, but you'll understand this more when we do it on Tuesday and we talk about it, okay? So until then, you just need to make sure you're checking into Google Classroom every day. You're working on any work. There's also going to be some optional things, and we will, it'll say optional, that are kind of fun little activities that you're familiar with from STEM Scopes, just to help reinforce the things that you're already learning. Okay. If you have any questions about what we've gone over today, and or questions about what it's going to be like on Tuesday or anything like that, write them down, and you can either post them in the comment section of this video, or you can hang on to them and we'll talk about them when we meet on Tuesday. Either way, okay? Also, don't forget for your parents to be checking Class Dojo for important information as it comes up. And until then, just stay home, stay safe, and, don't just sit there and play video games all day. Sometimes you need to get up and move it.
Move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. All girls all over the world. Original King Julian for the girls, man. I love how all the girls, I love to move their body. When you move your body, you don't move it nice.